I want to show you something. 812. That is my current FICO score, not the Credit Karma approximation, not the Vantage score. The app shows you to keep you engaged with its credit card recommendations. The actual FICO score, pulled from Experian directly, the same model version mortgage lenders use, the number that determines which interest rate tier I land in on every major financial transaction for the rest of my life. 812. 7 years ago, that number was 658. Near prime, the tier where the mortgage rate carries a surcharge, the auto loan costs $4,000 more than it should, and the credit card APR sits 5 points above what the person next to you is paying for the identical product. The tier designed to feel functional while quietly extracting a premium on everything. I did not fix it by following the advice. Not the generic, recycled, every personal finance channel says the same thing advice. Pay on time, keep utilization low, don't apply for too many cards. That advice is not wrong. It is just incomplete in the specific way that keeps you near prime for a decade while believing you are doing everything right. I fixed it by understanding the actual mechanics. The algorithm, the specific variables, their weights, their timelines, and the deliberate actions that move each one, not eventually, not in theory, but in measurable point increments within predictable timeframes. My name is Mia. I spent years inside financial services watching the credit scoring system operate as a wealth extraction mechanism on the near-prime population, and watching the advice designed to help people escape it fall just short of the actual information required to do so. Today, I am giving you the 5 specific moves that built an 812 score, not the usual recycled framework. The real sequence, with the mechanics. Move 1. I stopped paying at the due date and started paying before the statement closed. This is the move that almost nobody explains correctly, and it is responsible for more near-prime scores staying near prime than almost any other single misunderstanding. Here is the mechanism. Your credit card reports your balance to the credit bureaus once per month. That reporting happens on your statement closing date, not your payment due date. These are different days, usually separated by approximately 21 to 25 days. If you carry a $2,000 balance on a card with a $3,000 limit and pay it in full on, the due date, responsibly on time, never missing a payment, your utilization still reports at 67% because the balance was $2,000 when the statement closed. The payment you made afterward is invisible to the bureau until next month's statement. The fix is paying before the statement closes, not after the due date, before the closing date, which means the balance that reports, the balance the bureau sees, is 0 or close to it. Your utilization reports at 0% on that card every single month. I moved from paying on the due date to paying 4 days before my statement closing date. My utilization across all cards dropped from an average of 42% to an average of 4%. Within 45 days, my score moved 29 points from the same income, the same spending, the same cards. Just a different payment timing. The due date is when you avoid a late fee. The closing date is when you manage your score. Nobody at the folding table explained the difference. Move 2. I requested credit limit increases every 6 months without exception. Utilization is 30% of your FICO score. The formula is simple. Balance divided by limit, which means 2 levers exist: reduce the balance or increase the limit. The balance reduction lever requires money. The limit increase lever requires a 4-minute online request. Every major credit card issuer, Chase, Citi, American Express, Capital One, Discover, allows a credit limit increase request through their online account portal or mobile app. Most allow one request every 6 to 12 months. Most conduct a soft inquiry, which does not affect your score, rather than a hard pull for existing customers in good standing. I requested a limit increase on every card I held every 6 months without exception, not because I needed to spend more, because every approved increase reduced my utilization ratio on that card without requiring a single dollar of debt paydown. A card with a $2,000 balance and a $4,000 limit runs 50% utilization. The same card after a limit increase to $8,000 runs 25%. From one request that took 4 minutes and cost nothing. Over 2 years of consistent limit increase requests, my total available credit across all cards increased from $11,000 to $31,000. My balances did not increase proportionally. My aggregate utilization dropped from 42% to below 15% without paying down a dollar more than I was already paying. This is the lever the industry has available to you. They do not advertise it because a customer with low utilization is a customer generating less interest revenue. The request button exists. Most people never press it. Move 3. I became an authorized user on a 20-year-old account. Length of credit history is 15% of your FICO score. The algorithm rewards age. The older your accounts, the higher your average account age, the better the score, which creates a problem for anyone trying to build fast. You cannot manufacture time, except you can borrow it. My mother had a credit card she had held for 22 years. Perfect payment history, 3% utilization, 0 derogatory marks. A textbook credit account. aged, clean, and completely invisible to my credit file. I asked to be added as an authorized user. She agreed. I did not receive a physical card. I did not use the account. I did not need to. The moment I was added, that 22-year-old account appeared on my Experian credit report. My average account age increased from 4 years to 11 years overnight. My oldest account went from 7 years to 22 years. Score impact within 60 days, 31 points. From an account I never touched. You do not need a parent with a 22-year account. You need any trusted person, partner, family member, close friend, who holds an account older than your oldest account, with utilization below 30%, and a clean payment history. Being added as an authorized user on that account imports its entire history to your file. The age, the limit, the payment record, all of it becomes yours in the Bureau's calculation. This is legal. It is widely used by credit professionals. It is never mentioned at the folding table because it requires no product purchase and generates no referral revenue. Move 4. I disputed every error on all 3 Bureau reports. The Federal Trade Commission's own research found that approximately 1 in 5 Americans has a material error on at least one credit report, an error significant enough to affect their score. I assumed I was in the 4 in 5. I was wrong. When I pulled my actual reports from all 3 bureaus at annualcreditreport.com, not Credit Karma, the actual bureau reports, I found 2 errors. A collection account that had been paid and settled 3 years earlier still showing an open balance, and a late payment notation on an account where I had documentation of on-time payment. I filed written disputes with the relevant bureaus. Federal law under the Fair Credit Reporting Act requires investigation within 30 days. Both errors were removed within 23 days of my dispute filing. Score impact, 44 points. From errors, not from my behavior. From incorrect data that had been suppressing my score for years while I optimized behavior against a measurement that was already wrong. Pull your actual reports. Read every line. 1 in 5 has an error. The error does not announce itself. The correction burden is on you. Legally, procedurally, completely on you, which is exactly how the industry prefers it. Move 5, I stopped closing cards and started treating old accounts like assets. This one runs counter to every instinct that feels financially responsible. I had a store card I had opened at 23, retail card, 14% interest rate, $800 limit. I had not used it in 4 years. It felt like clutter. It felt irresponsible to keep an open credit line I did not need. Everything about it said close it. Closing it would have done 3 things simultaneously: reduced my available credit, increasing utilization, removed the account's age from my average account age calculation, shortened my oldest account history if it was among my senior accounts. 3 negative score impacts from one action that felt like responsible housekeeping. I stopped closing old accounts. I kept the store card open with a $5 recurring charge, a streaming subscription, set to autopay in full every month. The account stays active, stays in perfect payment standing, and contributes its age and available credit limit to my score indefinitely. Annual cost, $60 in streaming fees I was paying anyway. Every account you close is an asset you liquidate from your credit profile. Treat old accounts the way a real estate investor treats paid-off properties. You do not demolish them because you are not currently renting them. You hold them, they appreciate. 658 to 812, 7 years, 5 moves, payment timing, limit increases, authorized user addition, error disputes, and account preservation. No windfalls. No credit repair company charging $1,500 for things you can do yourself. No credit secrets that require a subscription to access. Just the actual mechanics, applied in the right sequence, against a system that profits from you not knowing them. You are not behind. You've just been reading a map drawn by the people who want you lost. Hit subscribe, because next week I am going inside the mortgage pre-approval process, the rate lock theater, the closing cost ambush, and showing you every extraction point they are counting on you to miss. And I'll leave you with this: 812, built from 658, with information that was always available, just never handed to you at the folding table.